This is the Fifth Estate, coming to you from the Fort Hall School of Government in Nairobi, Kenya, and Professor Mutahi Nguni. This Sunday, we will write a letter to President William Ruto. Dear Ruto, Sir, power is like a throne in a burning castle. It does not go to the most deserving. It goes to the one who is willing to take it, while others debate the architecture of the castle. In 1917, Russia was in ruins. The Tsar and the Romanov family had abdicated, and the throne was empty. Then two rival groups emerged: the Mensheviks, who were the dominant coalition, and the Bolsheviks, who were the minority. The Mensheviks wanted everybody on board: the Kalonzos, the Gachaguas, and the greenhorn types like Matiangi. But to take power, they required compromise, trade-offs, and committees to handle them. But the Bolsheviks, led by Vladimir Lenin, went for the power of small. They chose the tyranny of small numbers. They knew that big is weak. What they wanted was power, not popularity. As the majority Mensheviks bickered over who should lead them, Lenin and the Bolsheviks built something in the shadows: the Red Guard, a small group of fanatical believers. And in a few weeks, they had taken power. Dear Ruto, Sir, big is weak. Forget about the Kikuyu Mensheviks. Like Lenin, use the power of small.
Dear Ruto, Sir, greetings from a Gen Z. This is how we look like, and we don't bite. We are just unhinged, restless, and searching. And that is because we are 40 years closer to the future than you are. Sir, if you are 59 years old and I am in my 20s, I will see more things in the future than you will. It is a fact. And if my generation is restless, it is because we can see the future, but we cannot see the direction it will take. And this is why we write to you, sir. Last week, we submitted that Uhuru Kenyatta was the last colonial governor of Kenya. We also argued that for 60 years, the colonial project has been alive and well, and your presidency has ended it. It has ended Kikuyu privilege and Kikuyu entitlement. If you, Mr. President, has been anointed as our first leader after Uhuru's colonial project collapsed, what is your plan? And yes, you must use the tyranny of small numbers. But where do I fit in this scheme as a tribeless Gen Z? There is one more thing, sir. Are you afraid of Gen Z? And has it occurred to you that if you spoke to us, we could just become the tyranny of small numbers?
Dear Ruto, Sir, in making this point, we are dead serious. And for the record, Gen Z is Kikuyu in the same way the Hustler Nation was Kikuyu and viral. This is how you speak to them and win their hearts. One day, Joseph Stalin, the Bolshevik leader who came after Lenin, went to a cabinet meeting with a live chicken. He sat on his bossy chair, said nothing, and started to pluck the feathers of the chicken one by one. The chicken screamed in pain, but Stalin continued to pluck the feathers until the chicken was naked. Happy with the results, he released the chicken and got some chicken feed from his pocket. Then, he threw them at the naked chicken. To the surprise of his cabinet, the chicken forgot its pain and started eating the feed from his hand. When Stalin got up, the chicken followed him wherever he went. Asked to explain this, he said, "This chicken represents the people. You can disempower them, brutalize them, torture them. But if you give them peanuts in that desperate situation, they will follow you blindly." Dear Ruto sir, this is how you create the tyranny of small numbers. Inflict pain on Kikuyu hustlers and Gen Zs. Then give them peanuts. You can be sure a small number will follow you.
Dear Ruto sir, allow me to break down the tyranny of small numbers. This is also known as the minimum winning collusion in game theory. In the past, elections in Kenya have been won using a collusion of big tribes. But Mr. President, sir, God has called you to change this. And as Vladimir Lenin taught us, power is like a throne in a burning castle. It does not go to the most deserving. It goes to the one willing to take it while others debate the architecture of the castle. Dear sir, forget the Kikuyus. You don't need to be big everywhere. You just need to be strong in small places that matter. Put together, the opposition made of Kalonzo, Gachagua, and Matiangi are only 9.1 million votes. But the small numbers of the Kalenjins, Luos, Maasais, Somalis, Coast people, and Indians is 14.1 million votes. If you can put together the tyranny of these small numbers using these voters, why do you need the Kikuyus? This is how Lenin led the Bolsheviks to victory. He had a minimum winning collusion, a collusion just big enough to win. Dear Ruto sir, this is what you must do to break the cycle of dominant tribes. You must show us that big is weak.